If you're tired of walking out to client meetings empty-handed, leaving money on the table and competing on price, it's time to learn the secret sales framework that will make you the only choice for homeowners.
Hello, this is the HackHour Podcast, a show where it's all about helping real, everyday, hardworking remodelers learn the secrets to having it all in life and business. And now, here's your host, Mike Minges.
Picture this. It's Monday morning and you're walking into a prospective client's home, confident that your skills alone will win the job, right? By the end of the meeting, they drop the dreaded line, "Thanks, we'll be in touch after we get a few more bids." Sound familiar? See, you're thinking, I'm an excellent carpenter. My work should sell itself. Sometimes it does. Many times it's not enough. Let me show you how to make that scenario a thing of the past. Welcome to episode 26 of the HackHour Podcast. And today we're going to dive into the Client Kryptonite course, the paradigm shift for remodelers who are tired of losing on price and ready to win on value. Hi, I'm Mike Minges. I'm the founder of the Remodeling Academy, where we transform remodelers into business leaders. Here we just don't teach skills, we change lives. Let me share something personal with you. When I started in this industry, I thought craftsmanship and hard work alone were going to be enough to build a successful remodeling business. I looked out in the marketplace, saw some competitors, didn't think that anything they did was outstanding. Now, I found quickly though, after losing a few clients to, in my opinion, less skilled competitors, I realized something critical was missing. And what it was my ability to sell to the way that homeowners buy remodeling services. Think about that for a minute. See, this realization led to a truly pivotal moment in my career. It's where I began to incorporate more psychology and more corporate sales training type approach into our remodeling sales process. See, I had a very fortunate experience in college of being told by a marketing professor, his name was Brooks Honeycutt, that one of the hardest skills to master in business is sales. He had said that if any of us, like if I or someone in his class, if we could learn the secrets to selling, that we could do anything in business, right? We could succeed in virtually any business form, any type of business, any industry. He was so convinced, and he was so convincing, that upon graduation, I set my sights on finding not only the biggest, but the best corporations who had industry-leading, top-tier sales training programs. I wanted to learn from the best. At the time, one of the top 3 in the country was R.E.N.O.V.A.T.E. They were a part of Dun & Bradstreet. They were a $6.5 billion a year advertising giant. And during my time at Donnelly, I went through a very intense 6-week sales training boot camp. So imagine this. They offer a job. However, to get through or just to continue in the hiring process, I had to be willing to relocate to another city, get put up in an extended stay hotel, and commit to have memorized and learn a 16-page sales script within the first 5 days. It was grueling. It taught me the power of true discipline, structure, and what it takes to master this art of sales and selling, right? Now, that experience became part of the foundation of what we're going to talk about today, Client Kryptonite. See, That training that I went through years ago, it wasn't just thrown together. It was developed by a company with decades of experience. They have had hired thousands of sales reps who have in turn sold millions and even billions of dollars worth of advertising, primarily to small businesses. And there is not one remodeling company in the world that can compare its sales training program to what we've developed at the Remodeling Academy. Our course has been in the makings for over 20 years. I have forgotten more about remodeling sales than most remodelers even know. And over the years, we have paid attention, right, to what psychologists have been discovering about human behavior. Specifically, I've been interested in learning about buying habits, how the brain works, how emotions drive decisions. Corporations have known this for years. They invest millions of dollars into getting this insight for their corporate sales trainings. And what's interesting is Donnelly isn't the only large company that I went to work for just for their sales training. I've worked at a couple others early in my career to also get their knowledge, right? Now, what we've done is taken all the industry knowledge about sales training, buying habits, how the brain works, and we have refined that and perfected our approach for how it can help you as a remodeler specifically. Think about this. To be blunt, what we have is not fair. Once you know what we teach, you truly have an unfair advantage in the world of this persuasion and sales, right? That's why we're a little careful about who we teach. We want to make sure that anyone who goes through our course is going to use these skills in a good way, right? To better the industry. We want you to help learn how you educate homeowners. You enable them to make informed buying decisions and solve their remodeling problems. Think about this. Who truly is out there educating a homeowner today on how they should successfully purchase home remodeling services? We do it. See, the truth is, what we teach works so well that we decided, we had to make this course available to those who were struggling and were willing to pay for it. Why? Because here's what happens. When you have something on the line, right? When you personally have something invested in and you've put skin in the game, as they say, you are far more likely to commit, right? You'll dig in, you'll challenge yourself. You'll be less likely to give up. If Dun & Bradstreet had let sales trainees just slide by without really memorizing the script, just let them wing it, do it their own way. If they didn't force them to say, hey, if you don't have the script memorized in 5 days, goodbye. We don't need you. We only want those who are committed to learning a successful way. See, if they had let people slide, they would have been doing a disservice to their brand and to the sales reps themselves. Because here's what they knew. They knew that their sales system worked because it wasn't guesswork, it was execution, right? They had put together something, had presented it, had people learn it, go out and do it, and they saw the results. And then they took the best people and they modeled them and said, hey, and they built the system around, right? Success, and it just kept building and growing. Now, so the course we've created, right? It isn't just about, we're not just trying to turn you into a salesperson. It's about helping you, the remodeler, learn how you communicate your value. You communicate it so effectively that clients see you not just as another choice, but as their only choice. See, for years, this sales process was like my own secret weapon, right? It's what helped me. When I started out, I was a one-person remodeling company. I was competing in my area against companies. For instance, there was one in particular I modeled after. It was a 50-person company. They had over $20 million a year in sales competitive, right? They had been in business for like 30 years. They were the 49th company to get a license in my state. When I got my license, I think I was number 10,000. So I also was competing against some of the largest remodelers in the country. There was another nationwide design build franchise, right? And by all accounts, all of these companies, they should have crushed me, right? Here's the interesting part. As these companies struggled, because they just went off of, hey, we're a good company. We have years of experience. Our guys are great carpenters. See, that led them to eventually going out of business. And unfortunately, the same could be happening to you. This industry is brutal. You've heard me talk about it before. Half of you won't even survive 5 years. 70% won't make it 7, and 90% won't make it past 10. Do you want to be the one that survives? Okay, so listen. As our company learned better ways about about our selling process, as those other companies struggled, I was able to hire many of their top guys, and they helped me propel my business even further. And here's what's interesting. I, in the beginning, wasn't able to even attract those type of guys because I wasn't great. I had to learn to be better, and I had to show people that I may not be the best today, but we are going to be one of the best. And there are other people in the marketplace. For those of you that are struggling to find guys, you have to ask yourself, is your company the one that the best carpenters in the neighborhood want to work for? Like, how awesome is your company? Do they see greatness on the horizon, or do they see you driving the struggle bus? You got to be real, all right? So, and that's a whole nother topic that we'll discuss in other episodes, okay, about how you build that team and find the best. They're out there. All right, so let's get back to our sales ability, right? Specifically, what we're referring to is your ability to connect with homeowners. That was my unfair advantage. I could outsell smaller companies that were charging less. That wouldn't be a problem for us. I could get away with charging more. I could outsell these nationwide franchise that had massive resources, huge advertising budgets, right? And it didn't matter because at the end of the day, in my sales tool belt, I had more tools. I had better frameworks than my competitors. And that was what made all the difference. So today I'm excited. We're introducing this. It's something that we've kept quiet for some time. We introduce it to a lot of our clients and we help them through it, but we haven't put it out there to the masses before. So in this first part of this series, don't worry, we will dive deeper in other episodes, but today we're really going to look at how this process works as a whole. So let's get started. This is some good stuff. All right, so let's talk about the stakes. Why does mastering sales matter so much for remodelers, right? You might be saying, it ain't that important. I didn't get into this business to be a salesperson. The reality is you're selling yourself, whether you're aware of it or not, whether you're trying to be well or you're just thinking, I'm just going to wing it. At the end of the day, that's a sales process. So if you're going to have a process, you might as well have the best one. Right? So why should you care, right? As a remodeler, you should care about having the industry's leading best sales process. Now, what I find interesting is many remodelers spend more time asking what tool brand they should buy. Hey, what nailer is the best on the market? I've had this Hitachi 22 degree frame and nailer for 15 years and I'm ready for a new one. You'll spend 15 hours researching what nailer to buy. You'll talk to 20 different people. But when it comes to how much better could I be at sales, you won't even give it a second thought. How crazy is that? I'm here to tell you, if you invested the amount of time that you spend trying to figure out whether you should get the Milwaukee 18 volt or the DeWalt new system, If you put that much time into improving your sales ability, you could buy whatever brand you want. You could buy both of them. It doesn't matter because you're finally outselling and getting jobs at profit margins that last. So listen, that's why you need an industry leading sales process, because without it, you're leaving money on the table, or even worse, like you're just walking out of client meetings with nothing. How many estimates are you going to keep going on where you don't get the job? It should be the other way around. You should have the clients saying to you, hey, Bill, we really want to hire you. What's it going to take so that you'll do our job? Right? When was the last time that happened? When was the last time the client sat across the table from you and said, hey, Mike, we're nervous. We want to hire you. We just are afraid it's going to cost more, and we're not sure how we're going to come up with the money. We're going to hire you, but you have to help us figure out how we can pay for you guys. Because we want a company that does what you do. We want a guarantee that this process is going to be amazing. We're done going with the cheap guy, and we're done going with the guy that's full of risk. When was the last time a customer shared that with you? Look, homeowners today are overwhelmed with information. They've watched HGTV, they've scoured Pinterest, and they read reviews online. And look, they're confused. They don't know who to hire. They don't know how to go about buying remodeling services successfully. They're guessing at it, right? See, they have a vision of what they want, but what they lack is clarity in how to get it. They don't know how to successfully navigate from a dream to a reality. This is where you come in. You teach your prospects how to successfully guarantee that they now know who to hire and how to go about finding the proper remodeler that's going to guarantee success. You teach them. It's you. It's your process, right? You're the only one that's doing it this way. They're going to sit back. When you walk out of the meeting, the husband and the wife or the partners are going to say to each other, we have to hire this company. We've met with 3 other companies, and all they tried to do was focus on the cheapest price. This is the first company that came in and said, look, we shouldn't be the cheapest. If we're not one of the most expensive, we've made a mistake, and let's help figure out what we missed. Because our process, what we do, it's guaranteed. We know how to remodel successfully. We know how to get you from the design to the completion, execution, and we make it enjoyable. That's what homeowners want. They want to know that they can trust you, that they don't have to worry about you messing it up the whole way through, not showing up for 5 days, not showing up for 5 weeks. They don't want you in their house for any extra time that's unnecessary, right? And when you show up late, when you don't return phone calls, when you don't get back to them with the text message, when you can't give them ballpark prices over the phone, when you can't figure out how to write up an estimate right on the spot, that's something that gives them a range, when you don't understand how to introduce a design process, that client is looking at you going, this guy's supposed to be a professional? Look, we might like him. We might hire him if he's the cheapest because we'll take a risk because we don't know what we're doing, right? You know that almost all lawsuits between homeowners and remodelers start when the homeowner started buying the cheapest person. You have to educate the consumer about why they don't want to go cheap, why they want a professional like you. So, again, here's the problem, right? Most remodelers, you lose the client before you even really get started. You fail. Why? It's because you fail to inspire trust. You fail to communicate the value that your company brings, right? And remodelers, stop getting focused, competing on price. Stop asking everybody in a Facebook group, how much should I charge for this? I don't want to rip somebody off. I don't want to do this. I don't want to undervalue. I don't want to come up with your price. Here's what I need to make a profit. Here's what I need to make a living. Here's what I need so that I can go on a vacation with my family for 2 weeks every year and not be stressed out, right? Like, this is what it takes for me to pay my bills. That's what I charge because I do great work, right? How nice would that be? So let's get real, right? Competing on price is just a race to the bottom. And if you're tired of being the cheapest option, tired of being beat up, tired of clients just saying, we'll get back to you. If you're tired of feeling like your skills are being undervalued, that's your clue. It's your time. You need to level up your ability. Look, you don't have to be pushy. You don't have to be manipulative to sell. You just need a process, a proven framework that helps you connect with clients, build trust, and show them why you are worth every penny. And that's exactly what Client Kryptonite delivers. So what is exactly this Client Kryptonite? And why is it so revolutionary? See, at its core, it's a 10-step sales framework. It's designed specifically for remodelers. This isn't like a cookie cutter trail sales training system, right? It's a custom system. It addresses the unique challenges you as a remodeler face and those that the homeowner who's about to take on a remodeling project faces every day, okay? Here's what makes it different, right? It's designed industry specific, right? It's created by remodelers. It's for remodelers. We know the struggles because we've been there. We provide you with, it's a 16-page sales script. And look, this script isn't a gimmick. It is your playbook. Imagine this. You want to learn how to build a house, right? Hopefully somebody teaches you about a proper foundation, whether that's going to be footers, pilings, right? You learn about the frost level and how deep, and then you have an engineer calculate the width and the depth of the footer based off of the load that's going to be up above it. See, there's a successful blueprint process that you have to building a house. You get a good set of plans. When you know what it's like if you've done an addition, when the engineer or designer truly understands remodeling, then you get a good set of plans and everything just works out. All the windows line up where they're supposed to be, right? The doors function properly. The flow, your kitchen design, all the cabinet doors work out just right because somebody took the time to lay it out step by step, right? Imagine finally having a system that helps you navigate the sales process step by step so that you build the proper foundation in the beginning because you have a process that gets you to the close, right? You go from the handshake to the closing of the deal, the signing of the agreement. So we also have what we created. It's called the R.E.N.O.V.A.T.E framework. And this is a proprietary system. It helps you build trust by learning how to tap into clients' emotions and aligning their dreams with your solutions. If you don't know this, here's something to think about. People buy based off of emotions, right? Why do people go by your local Starbucks in the morning? How long is that line? How many people can't wait to buy Starbucks? Starbucks learned how to create the proper environment and they sell coffee like nobody else, right? And their buyers love it. Their buyers pay way more for their coffee than anyone else. Your local home store, whether it's a nationwide like a Depot, a Lowe's, or if you have like a local distributor, they all probably have coffee for free. I know at the pro desks around here they do. Ain't nobody lining up out in the parking lot to get free coffee. No, because there's no experience in that. It doesn't connect to anyone emotionally. Homeowners buy remodeling just like they buy coffee. And when you figure that out and learn how to make your company let's say it's the Starbucks of selling remodeling, price isn't an issue, okay? So look, we have a comprehensive training, right? And that may scare some of you. I want to share with you that you want it to be hard. You want it to be something that other people aren't going to put themselves through, because that's how you win, right? Michael Jordan wasn't born the best basketball player. He was born with probably the most drive and determination to win of any basketball player, right? You have to ask yourself, what made him great? Well, he didn't make his high school team. We know that. But what he did do was say, I am going to be the best because I'm going to work the best. Same can be true for your remodeling business, right? You may not start out as the best remodeler, and that's okay. Don't look at how much you need to do and learn. Just focus on the next step. What is the one thing that you could do this year that's going to make you a little bit better, right? Look, you didn't walk into Home Depot the first day and buy every 18-volt tool that Milwaukee put out. Most of you went in and you bought a little combo kit. And then as business went on and you got a new job, then you went in and you got the next tool, right? And then you go down the line, you get the next tool. And now you need like 2 more batteries because the batteries don't even last 6 months. You know that. And then you grow and add on. It's time that you do the same for your business skills. When was the last time you invested in any business skill for your business? Guys, it's not about buying the next best tool in the Home Depot. It's about building the next best skill in your sales training. That's what you need, right? We're going to help teach you, right? This isn't just a course. This is a transformation, right? You'll learn how to start selling design instead of giving away free estimates. Get paid for your time. Learn how to address objections before they arise. How many guys are posting, how do you overcome this objection? I'm going to tell you how you overcome it. You don't let it come up in the first place. And how do you do that? You learn to ask questions in the beginning to learn what's important, so that as you present your solution, there aren't objections. Look, you learn how to present the solution that your client is searching for. Imagine walking into a meeting and knowing that you have the roadmap to follow, one that's been tested and proven to work. That is the power of Client Kryptonite. We dive deep into like how the course itself works, but let me give you a little taste of what you learn. The process starts with preparation. You learn how to research, right? You learn how to research your client, their home, their neighborhood. Why? Because this knowledge brings you in as somebody who cares, who's someone who's informed, and the client looks at you and goes, this person knows what they're talking about, and they listen. When you walk into a meeting armed with insights, you're already ahead of the competition. There's no more of this, let me check, I'll get back to you. Like, we talk about it right there in the moment. Why? Because I did my homework before I showed up. And also, it's because I made sure that you were going to be a good fit for my business as best that I could ahead of time. Are you doing that? I'm not sure. Some of you are, some aren't. Look, you're also going to learn how to master the art of probing. Are you familiar with that? It's where you ask the right questions. You build some rapport with the client, right? You uncover really their deeper concerns and motivations. Look, it's not just that they want this remodeling project. You have to understand why they want it. What is it that this thing is going to have them do? What is their dream about this space? You learn how to summarize their needs in a way that shows, A, you've been listening, right? B, that you're competent, right? So it's because you're going to show and present that your recommendations, you have the ability to do that with confidence, right? You'll utilize the like 3-piece juggle, right? The concept of good or fast. You'll help them understand high risk and low risk remodelers, right? And you help the homeowner set realistic price expectations. Imagine teaching them that, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, it's not that my price is too high, it's you're putting too many things in your remodeling shopping cart. What items can we help you take out? What items can you save for later? If this truly is what you want to spend, then let's build the remodel that works for that price. Look, every step builds on the last. This is what helps you lead to a seamless close where your clients are just excited to take the next step, which is to sign, right? It's not about manipulation. It is about alignment. It's showing your clients that you are the only remodeler who truly understands this vision, right? Imagine this. What if you never had to worry about price wars again? What if clients chose you not because you're the cheapest, but because they trusted you? What if you could walk into every meeting with confidence, knowing you had a proven system to guide the conversation? What if instead of chasing leads, you're getting referrals from delighted clients who just couldn't stop talking about their experience with your company? What if your business isn't just surviving, but now it's thriving, right? You're not just taking on more projects, right? You're taking on the right projects, ones that are profitable and fulfilling and fun. Have you had fun lately? Right. And here's the big one. What if you could just stop feeling like an amateur when it comes to selling your service? What if you started showing up like a professional? Somebody who deserves to be there. Someone who the client goes, man, we're lucky that this guy showed up. This is the best company. How did we get so lucky to find them? We need to hire them before 3 other people do, and now they're booked out for the next year and a half, if you're not already. So that's what Client Kryptonite makes possible. Look, it's not just a course. It is that paradigm shift for your business that you've been looking for, and it's the shift that helps you get the life that you're trying to live, right? Look, I remember, again, those first few months in remodeling sales, right? I was just trying to wing it. I still recall that pain of walking out of prospects' homes with nothing to show for it, right? Having spent hours on estimates, tweaking prices, preparing for this presentation, investing all the time researching everything. And when I sat down with a client, right, they would tell me they need to think about it. Like, what's there to think about? They're thinking that I know I am not the solution. I didn't know how to build that connection. That's when I knew I hadn't built the trust. I haven't communicated my value. And as a result, I'm walking away empty-handed. Look, those experiences made one thing painfully clear. If I was going to survive in the remodeling business and have a good lifestyle, I need to incorporate a professional process, right? I have to commit to incorporating some real sales training into this home remodeling sales game. I knew that something was going to change, right? I knew that I would need a system to help me take control of all the conversations like I had done years ago in the corporate environment. So this is, as I've said it before, that's what helped lead to this development over the years of this Client Kryptonite course. And let me tell you, once we started incorporating parts of this framework, everything changed. So let me ask you, like, what proven sales process have you invested years of your life into perfecting for your business? Because now we don't just win jobs, we win them on our terms. So remodelers, look, the choice is yours. Are you ready to stop leaving money on the table? Are you ready to stop worrying more about whether you should buy the new Milwaukee kit or the DeWalt kit, right? Are you ready to stop making excuses for why you can't give your employees a raise and why you can't take your family on vacation this winter? Are you ready to just stop making excuses and start making progress? Stop being afraid of being successful. We have many offerings and we have many ways to help you succeed. And look, if for some reason we're not your cup of tea, find, like, who is the person that you're going to invest with? Where are you going to go get those skills? Find them today, right? Look, our successful future, we know, is right there, right? We know we're successful. We know we're going to be successful. Do you know whether you're going to be successful? So consider seeing if you have what it takes to join the Renegade program, right? Sign up for the morning Hack Hour newsletter if you haven't already. Listen to the Hack Hour podcast. Look, take the Client Kryptonite course. Earn some certifications. Reach out. Look and see if you have what it takes to qualify for our coaching program. Look, this is your moment to level up. Will you take it?
Thank you for listening to the Hack Hour Podcast. It would be awesome if you would leave us a quick review on iTunes. To further your remodeling success, go to remodelingriches.com.